Last year, more than 11,000 cases of child abuse and neglect were reported in Franklin County. 11,000. Knowing that even one child is one too many, we count on the folks at Franklin County Children's Services. And this month, they're bringing special awareness to child abuse with the color blue. Here to explain is Joetta McCruter-Polk, Communication Specialist, and Kristen Rost, Director for the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. So welcome to both of you, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks, Robin.
Joetta, we'll start with you and explain to us what the significance of April being Child Abuse Prevention Month is.
Yes, it is an opportunity for Franklin County Children's Services to educate the community about children that are being abused and neglected right here in our own city.
And there are, I mentioned 11,000, but there are a lot more calls that you get, a lot more things that you have to respond to, right?
Yes, a lot more suspected cases of child abuse and neglect in our own community. Each year we average over 30,000 calls. What that really tells us, though, is that the community, they're very concerned, they're watching, and it's everyone's responsibility to protect our children, and it's pretty much just what's being done by us receiving the working with over 30,000 families and receiving the calls that are coming in.
Okay, Joetta, Franklin County Children's Services, a number of events to bring awareness this month. So let's start out with the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign.
Yes, isn't that exciting? Remember getting one of these when you were a kid?
Yes, oh, they were awesome, yeah.
They were awesome, yes. So we are planning pinwheels throughout the city, and it does symbolize an adult who called in to report child abuse and neglect, but it also symbolizes a child who is being saved. So you will see pinwheels throughout the community. They're blooming, and they have, again, a very positive dual message that an adult is calling in reporting child abuse and neglect, and then it does symbolize a child that is being saved.
Okay, so a really cool symbol of kind of the help that is coming into our community.
Exactly, right.
And you want everybody to kind of join in to show their support. We're wearing blue today.
Yes, we are.
We'll hope everybody's got another blue outfit for tomorrow.
Put it on.
Right?
Yeah,
because
tomorrow.
it's wear blue tomorrow.
Yeah, it's April the 8th is wear blue. So we want you to wear blue and take a picture of your individual selfies or a group, and send it in to us so that we know that you're standing up against child abuse in your community.
All right, and another really cool event. You have a breakfast next week, so let's talk about that.
Our annual breakfast. It's our annual April is Child Abuse Prevention Breakfast. It's going to be held at the Aladdin Shrine Temple. It's an opportunity for us to recognize children and families who have come through some major life challenges. There will be college scholarships given to our children. We're going to also recognize community advocates, people in the community who are really standing up for our kids as well. And then also, again, our families, mothers and fathers, grandparents who have really come through some major life challenges in dealing with abuse or neglect, maybe dependency on alcohol and drugs, but they've overcome those obstacles. So we're going to honor them, and it's just an exciting time, a wonderful breakfast, and we just tell everyone, bring the tissue, because your heart is really going to be touched by the positive stories that they're going to see and hear.
It's good to see the positive come out of something so negative.
Yes.
Kristen, you are partnering with FCCS this year, the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. So first of all, explain what that is.
The Trust Fund is a statewide entity that funds child abuse and neglect prevention. So we work with all 88 counties, including Franklin County, to prevent child abuse and neglect. We fund prevention programs, family, parent education programs, home visiting programs, programs for children, social emotional development programs, and then every April we partner together and help fund awareness events throughout April.
So we heard Franklin County and how many calls, how many instances we have of child abuse. Is the state kind of representative of that? Do we have, what are some of the statistics for the state of Ohio?
So, Franklin County last year reported 11,000 cases, and statewide we had about 80,000 cases. So, these are, and like Joetta said, many more calls. And like Franklin County, statewide, we urge people that if you suspect abuse or neglect, to call the number, and I think you guys are going to put it on the screen.
Yeah.
But I think a step further as well, those horrific cases of abuse and neglect definitely report, but we all have a role to strengthen families. And so if you're out and about and see families with children out in the grocery store and maybe a temper tantrum's ensuing, your response matters. Don't walk away or sigh or roll your eyes, because that could kind of be the straw that breaks the camel's back, or a parent just sort of snaps. Instead, a nice sympathetic glance, or I've been there in your shoes, even engaging the child, it kind of diffuses the situation. We also, spend April talking about other ways to support and strengthen communities and families. A young parent, mom or dad who's sleep deprived, offering to rock the baby. It's hard for individuals to ask for help, and I think those over 30,000 calls that Joetta talked about were people who just needed a little bit extra help. 11,000 were open cases, but the other 20,000 or so just needed somebody else to kind of help them out and provide some additional services.
All right, well, I want to thank you both for what you do. We had the hotline up. If anybody suspects anything, they can give that a call 24 hours a day. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Robin. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.